What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. The hunters have become the hunted. The woke are now fleeing. The prosecutors are now getting their own lawyers. And we are resetting the table for righteousness, justice, and the American way, actually, like literal reality. And the reality is that the vast majority of people during January 6th were just there to peacefully protest. That's it. That's it. Okay, now, we've stated on the show many, many times, like, if you hit cops, I don't care if you're wearing black bloc or red hat, if you're punching police officers, you gotta go. But what we've learned also on this show is that the people that were behaving the most violently were Antifa members. They've literally locked them up. They put them in jail. These are BLM and Antifa members. It really made me wonder, like, where were all the Antifa members that day? You know, Antifa was ubiquitous in Washington, D.C. Where did Antifa go? It's like they literally put on disguises and inserted themselves into the audience to cause trouble, to be troublemakers. So anyway, taking a step back, the vast majority of people that were charged on January 6th were charged with something called Section 1512C2, which is a section of the legal code about document shredding, about Enron. So they were charged because they were disrupting an official proceeding. Well, everything disrupts an official proceeding. Every time that the Hamas holes protest, every time there's a left-wing protest that blocks the street, they're obstructing an official proceeding. So I love this ruling because it's like you can just lock up so now you just lock up anyone because anyone, anywhere. Me sitting in my car is obstructing some official proceeding, certainly somewhere. Me on my phone obstructs something. Me stopped at a stoplight obstruct. It's insane. The Supreme Court threw it out and said, you are overcharging people on this. There's no merit here. This is wrong. And we've begun to see federal judges now canceling sentencing. We've begun to see federal judges now freaking out, saying, please, God, don't give blanket pardons to all J6ers. You will have undone all of the work that we did here to persecute innocent Americans. Because, quite frankly, it is required almost as an American for you to protest against your government. You can check it right there in the First Amendment. First Amendment says, you have an obligation as an American to speak freely and redress your grievances to your government. It's right there in black and white. And that's what they're charging people for. So it's utterly unconstitutional. This charge specifically, 1512C2, is the charge that they hit everyone with that was even like in the general area. You could have just been a hot dog cart vendor and they'll hit you with this charge because you sold a hot dog during January 6th. So it's totally evil. And now those charges are collapsing. And there's a beautiful, beautiful story of a man named Nick Oakes who's been released, sprung from prison now, one of many, there's many of these, sprung from prison, and he's reuniting with his family after getting hit with a single charge, 1512C2, a single charge. That's what they did. They went deep into the bowels of the federal lawfare, and they found this one charge to, like, destroy these men's lives. Here he is reunited with his family today.
Yo, there she is. There she is. They don't know what to look. Hey, buddy. Hey. Morning, pal. I missed you. No.
He's like, oh no, he shaved his face.
He's like, who the hell is this?
Nope.
Archer, what's up, buddy? Are you happy? Are you happy? Yeah. I'm back, okay?
We've covered on the program with the great Julie Kelly what's about to happen to J6ers and what Trump should do with January 6th political prisoners. We brought it up with Mike Davis and with Mark Paoletta, who's been an excellent lawyer for Trump and on Trump's legal team. They say that, get ready, not only are pardons coming, but also the Department of Justice may pay restitution to J6ers who they wrongfully incriminated and incarcerated. That will never get people their time back with their families. will start the healing process. The Department of Justice should pay hundreds of millions of dollars to these people who they politically persecuted. It's illegal what they did. It's unconstitutional. There needs to be a reckoning. This is a good start. Here we go.
It's just surreal to me. I'm so happy for the J6ers, the texts that I'm getting from them, their loved ones, their attorneys. You can't imagine the burden that has been lifted off of their hearts and their shoulders. Finally seeing hope after 4 years of this ruthless, reckless, bloodthirsty, unlawful, rogue DOJ trying to destroy their lives. You know, what Mike Davis says, and I believe him when he says this, and he will have the access, I think, to do this. Not only will the J6ers be exonerated and pardoned and their sentences commuted, but we need a full-blown investigation into this DOJ. Merrick Garland, Lisa Monaco, Matthew Graves, the DC U.S. Attorney. Donald Trump, please let me make the phone call to Matthew Graves. Please let me make the call demanding his immediate resignation. So we need that full-blown investigation, Benny, and the collusion with the DOJ and the Biden White House to bring the 2 criminal indictments against Donald Trump. We have to have retribution. I'm not saying justice. Justice sounds great. These people have to pay for what they've done to Donald Trump, his family, more than 1,500 of his supporters, J6ers, and quite frankly, the rest of the country. And we haven't even gotten to the J6 committee and the culpability of those people, starting with Liz Cheney, for defrauding and misleading the American people and committing crimes in the process.
There's so much to get to here, but let's begin with what you just said about the Biden Department of Justice and this corrupt rat's nest that you have been on this program for years, Julie, exposing. You were a very lonely voice. You were in the courtroom for these J6 trials. You were the only person there that was there to tell a truthful story, there to advocate for the political prisoners tortured by our own American gulags, run by these sickos in the Department of Justice. Now, I want to begin there, and then I want to go to work on Liz Cheney. But let's focus in on Matthew Graves, Merrick Garland, and everybody who have been apparently running illegal operations against the will of the Supreme Court. There must be retribution for this. You used to be able to put someone in the stocks, right, and hang a sign and say, don't steal, right? Don't do this. There has to be an example made for everyone to know you cannot do this to Americans. They'll keep doing it if there's not an example made.
And Benny, I wanted to thank you because, yes, I was the only person, reporter, at least on this side, in these courtrooms. Yes. But you helped bring this to your audience. And I want to thank you and your amazing production team for having me on when, yes, a lot of people wouldn't touch January 6th. They didn't care about these people. I mean, you had people like Ben Shapiro, I'm sorry, who said he wanted all of these people behind bars. So there were very few people who would touch my reporting. And I want to thank you so much on behalf of the J6ers as well for highlighting this and bringing this to your audience. But yes, there must be retribution. There must be consequences, not just top DOJ Matthew Graves, his line prosecutors, and these judges. Let's not forget the individuals who made all of this possible. And that is the judges on the DC District Court and Circuit Court. They put their judicial imprimatur on the most egregious weaponization of the DOJ against a targeted group of Americans who are exercising their First Amendment rights on January 6th. Yes, a few committed crimes. Nothing like they have brought, nothing compared to what they brought against these individuals to other political protesters in Washington. These judges must be held to account. And now that we're going to have the House and the Senate and the White House, we need to bring a few of these judges before the American people. We need to start impeachment proceedings for the first time in decades against sitting federal judges for denying these people their 1A, their 2A, 4th A, 5th A, 6th, 8A amendment rights, destroying their lives because these people dare to go into their personal and professional fiefdom of Washington, D.C.